Hey guys, you've heard me talk before about anabolic versus catabolic. So now I'm going to show you on the board here two different styles of eating and ways you can get two different results. I've talked about anabolic state. In an anabolic state, you're burning fat and you're burning carbs for fuel. In a catabolic state, you're burning muscle. Not only muscle, but lean muscle. You're burning your lean muscle for fuel. So in an anabolic state, you're burning fat and carbohydrates, and you're not storing that fat. And in a catabolic state, you're burning lean muscle and you're storing fat. So we want to try and keep our body in an anabolic state as much as we can. So we're going to have two different eating styles here. I'll show you the first one. First one is Joe Blow. He's going to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and when you wake up, your body is in a catabolic state because you haven't eaten all night. So you're down here, and you go until 7 o'clock. About 7 o'clock, you're going to do something healthy. You decide you're going to eat something healthy. You have an apple or you have a banana, but you don't have any protein, so you're just going to stay in a catabolic state. It might jump you up a little bit, but that's it. You're not going to reach, you're not going to come up above into this. Up here is anabolic, down here is catabolic. So you go throughout the day, you're working hard, you're doing good, you were healthy this morning, you had a banana, and then you hold out until lunchtime. You go all the way to lunchtime and you're still in this catabolic state all morning. So at lunchtime you do really good. You go out and get you a chicken salad, has nice leafy greens, some chicken, and all kinds of vegetables in it. And that gives you some protein. So that's going to bump you up into the anabolic state. So you're here, you get to 11 and you eat, so now you're up here. Now you're in an anabolic state. So you work throughout the day, you get back from lunch and you go back to your job, you work throughout the day, and you decide not to eat anything and you get kind of hungry, so at 3 o'clock you get you a snack. But you're eating healthy again, so that snack is going to be maybe another piece of fruit or a handful of nuts or something like that. There's no protein there. There may be a little protein in the nuts, but not enough to keep you in the anabolic state and to trigger that anabolic response. So you're coming down, you're coming down, you're coming down. 3 o'clock rolls around. You're back in a catabolic state. You have your nuts or you have your fruit, and you're back up around here. At 5 o'clock, you get off work and you go work out. That's when you work out. So you decide you're going to go through your workout. You can just maybe take your pre-workout or something and not eat. You're gonna suffer through it because everybody's under the impression that less calories is better, right? Not necessarily. So at 5 o'clock, you're here and you really tax your muscles. You work hard to get your workout in, and you work hard in your workout. So that even depletes your glycogen even more. So that brings you back down even lower. So you're down here. 7 o'clock, you do good. It's dinner time. You didn't do any kind of post-workout shake. You just buried yourself deeper and deeper into this catabolic state. So you didn't do it like a post-workout shake or anything like that. So 7 o'clock rolls around and it's time to eat dinner. You do really good. You get you a nice chicken breast, some asparagus, and a side salad or a salad on the side. So that shoots you back up. You're back in a catabolic state or anabolic state. So you're back up here on the right side of the chart. So you go to bed around 10 o'clock. So you're coming right back down. You slowly come back down. You come back down. And then right at bedtime, you're crossing back over into that catabolic state. So at nighttime, you go to sleep and your body goes into rest recovery mode. It starts repairing all that stuff that you've done throughout the day and gets everything back in order. But while it's doing that, it's burning calories, it's burning things, and you're back in it. You stay in a catabolic state all night. You're down here until the next morning. You come back up and you start again. So you can see that Joe Blow stayed in a catabolic state most of the day. He was in a muscle burning mode. So you may be losing weight in that mode, but when you do actually get toward the weight you want to be, you will just be a smaller version of what you were before. You won't be any more toned, you won't be any more defined. You'll just be, if you were a round person at whatever weight you were at before and you lose weight, you're just going to be a smaller round person. So if you can stay in an anabolic state, if you can feed your body protein throughout the day and trigger that anabolic response, you're going to build muscle, you're going to burn fat, and you're going to burn carbs, and you're not going to store the fat. So let's go to scenario number 2. Scenario number 2 is Jane Blow. So here's Jane's diet. She wakes up at 6 a.m. and as soon as she wakes up, the first thing she does is she gets some kind of a good quality protein source. Remember, real food always trumps supplements anytime. Anytime you can get real food in, it's better, except for the post-workout setting. And I'll explain that in later in another video. But we're talking about, so she gets up at 6 a.m. and she has some protein. She has her some eggs and some vegetables. So she has, say she has 3 eggs and 3 egg whites. And she mixes it with some spinach and some peppers and onions and maybe some lean meat, maybe a little ham. I know that's not lean, but a little uncured ham, or maybe some lean steak or something like that. So say she gets about 30 grams of protein in this first meal. So right off the bat, as soon as she gets up, she's going to move up into the anabolic state. So right here, right off the bat, you're here, which is great. And then after that, you start coming down a little bit. So 9 o'clock rolls around, and they say that you burn, for every 10 grams of protein, it takes about an hour to burn it off. So if you had 30 grams of protein, it's going to take about 3 hours to burn that off and get you to run through that and get you back down on the line here. So at 9 o'clock, you have a nice snack. You're going to have something to keep you in that anabolic state. So you're going to have something like a protein shake, or you're going to have another meal, whether it be a chicken breast or we'll say it's a chicken breast and a little salad for a second meal. So right there, got about another 20 grams of protein, so you're here. And then you work through till lunch. At lunchtime comes, you're here. You go out and you have a steak salad or a big piece of steak. Let's say you had a big piece of steak and some Brussels sprouts and some cauliflower or something like that. So now you're back up. There's 30 grams of protein. You're there. A nice piece of steak's about 30 grams of protein. So you're working through the day, coming back down here. About 3 o'clock, you decide to get you another little snack. You're going to have you a protein bar. It's got a little bit of carbs in it, got a little bit of fat in it. So you're going to have your protein bar right here. It's got 20 grams of protein in it, so you're back up here. So now you're going to go into your a couple of hours in front of your workout. So you should have the plenty of fuel to hit your workout, and you won't be running. You won't be full. But you'll have time for that food to digest. But when it comes time for your workout at 5:30, you'll be ready to go. So you work out, you get here, you work out, and you deplete. You're down in this catabolic state. So immediately after your workout, as soon as you finish, you want to do a simple carb to get your glycogen stores back up. And then you want to do some protein, more protein to get you back in that anabolic state and start rebuilding and repairing those muscles that you tore down during your workout. So I'm going to have, or she's going to have, a half a scoop of ignition, which is some carbohydrates, and 2 scoops of Formula 1 protein. And that's going to bump her back up here into the anabolic state. So 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm sorry. Let's get this line here. Right up here. So that protein, the Formula 1 and the ignition is going to wear off really quick because it's already pre-digested, and it just goes straight to doing what it needs to repair those muscles. It gets right into the muscles and restores the glycogen quickly. So you're going to burn through that really fast. About an hour, you'll be hungry again. So at 7 o'clock, you're back down here at 7. You have you a nice dinner. Sit down. You have your baked potato, and you have a big pork chop and some leafy greens for dinner. So that's you're back up here in your anabolic state, and then it's time to go to you finish your day, and it's bedtime, 10 o'clock in the evening. If you've met your protein goals, then you can go to bed, and you'll still be in this anabolic or this catabolic state throughout the night. But say you do a scoop of level 1 or some other kind of protein right before bed. There's a myth about eating right before bed that you can't do it. That's a total myth. You eat whenever you're hungry throughout the day. And it's not going to have any negative effects. Actually, it's going to have a positive effect if you have protein before bed, because it's going to keep you in that anabolic state longer, and you won't spend so much time in the catabolic state. So say you have 25 grams of protein here at bedtime, and then that's going to slowly work its way down as you're sleeping. You're going to come back around here in this catabolic state and recycle and start again in the morning. So there you can see 2 completely different approaches. And the Joe Blow only ate a couple meals throughout the day. He actually ate 4 meals, I think, throughout the day, but he only had protein twice. So he only got in that anabolic state twice throughout the day. So for that entire day, he's burning muscle and storing fat. Jane Blow, who knows the importance of protein, stayed in that anabolic window, or stayed in that anabolic state most of the day. She only got down in the catabolic state during her workout. So there you can see a big difference in the two. You're going to be the longer you can stay in this anabolic state, then the better off you're going to be. So there's my 2 cents on that today. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day.